science. She's a computer scientist, a mathematician, preservationist, an environmental justice advocate, an environmentalist, historian, published author, lecturer, and film consultant with a focus on the perpetuation of Gullah Geechee culture. She's born in South Carolina's St. Helena's Island, and she is the founder of the Gullah Geechee Sea Island Coalition. This is a premier organization advocating for the rights and recognition of Gullah Geechee people internationally. In 2000s, in the presence of international observer, Queen Quet received the title of Chieftess and Head of State for the Gullah Geechee Nation. She was the first Gullah person to speak on behalf of her people before the United Nations, and one of the first of 7 inductees in the Gullah Geechee National Hall of Fame. Queen Quet has received several awards for her visionary leadership in protecting and continuing Gullah Geechee culture. Many, many awards, among them the Living Legacy Award from the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, and the highest honor given to a citizen in South Carolina, its Order of the Palmetto Award. With no further ado, please welcome Queen Quet, Chieftess of the Gullah Geechee Nation. Thank
God, why trouble the water? Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God, why trouble the water? Step in the water and the water be cold. God, why trouble the water? Oh, it chilled my body, but not my soul. God, why trouble the water? Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God, why trouble the water? God, why trouble the water? God, why trouble the water? I can't leave these children. Done come across you. Get in my race one more again. And the London children for stay out this year. But then I study me tall. Tell them, but don't be wrong my house when I ain't there ya. And children still a kind in the yard every day. Boy, I tell you. Son and children. This year why now? Ain't hardly got nothing for now. And cracking chiller, and for storehouse to find the rice and thing like that. Kind of thing this year. Throw all the thing in here. Ready what the one with them on the horse. We had God, they tell you it's a time. Chiller, you tell it. Look at this shit. Oh, the time for us get to this shit. Oh, God, they telling chiller, they ain't know what they to do. And another time. Yeah, that chiller ain't for snow. I said, yeah, but they ain't want to see the get down for long the thing to rain. Kind of trifling thing this year. You go stab a thing all day in you. This ain't how we gonna do this, yeah? How you expect for get things for now going with it like this, yeah? Oh, great God, I tell you. That chiller ain't know what we've been going through. All these years. Great God, I tell you. That chiller have to be like when we be back, you wanna? Granddaddy them, they make this our race. Ain't no trifling this like this shit would have gone on tall. Why they bunky would have been licked, yeah? Look at all these stamina and turn putting on. Great God, I tell you the truth. But you know, I look for that thing they don't. said, you know that leech chiller? If you turn that thing wrong, man, when that legality thing been a wonder say, God flows me behind on the table. I had to crack my teeth for them. No, say, no, girl, there ain't enough flowers there. That's the thing what we now put in the evening. He said, eh? I said, what are you for so with this shit? No, man. I said, Carolina gold. And I don't see where you go at. But I ain't know so we now put nothing like this shit. I said, okay, girl, you remember the other evening? But when we come here and you will want almost all my revelations to part. Yes, ma'am, I love that red. I said, well, girl, they ain't start off red. Please turn off all phones. Turn the phones off, please. Off. I said, girl, ain't no red thing. It go like a this your first. I see, you can't get that red without come to the gold. And she said, for true? I said, yeah. Why crack your teeth boot with 100 before and get it 100 for what gold though? He said, that we. I said, go on, girl. Why tell her? Why on you? She said, when I say, we be black gold. I said, there you go, girl. And she said, but this young ain't black. I said, no, that thing they ain't black at all. But he ain't gold though. She said, yeah, usually, cat, no, keep going, Carolina. I said, damn, there you got him. Carolina gold, yeah. She said, but, I still ain't know how I get this. You say we been a name on this, I ain't name on this. Yeah, I'm on a name on that. But this your thing. What? Okay, so the gold turn the red? No, man, the gold don't just turn the red. I said, okay, remember I said this now, you can't get to the red 400 go to the gold. Yes, ma'am. I said, so look here. It wouldn't first had this here over here. And when they call these young island the thing, sea island the thing like that, red it was, they wouldn't have. Nowhere true. Why till you name the South bit Carolina gold? They wouldn't have if they ever asked, if they ever in a lunch say, this your place point, this your place. They said, wouldn't have this your tall. If they ain't first knew, we had been growing. But they ain't started for growing Carolina. This shall take start for grow. Gullah. See now, why learn you about Gullah? She said, Gullah, what they call Africa when we go to school. I said, there you go. I said, now, what they learn you in school about Africa? Teacher, they ain't know nothing about no Africa. I said, why wanna say so? She said, cause they're not learning we nothing about Africa. So then how wanna know say I'll keep learning Africa? Cause how wanna learn we that? I said, well then we didn't learn you in school. You see, some slave they thief and they kill and bring them here. I said, see that? That a cracky thing that. She said, that why you say my teacher ain't know nothing? I said, great God, wait, don't say the teacher ain't know nothing. He know a little bit or something, but he ain't know the truth of who we do, ain't he? No, ever learn you about who we do? No, ma'am. I say, can't do that because they can't learn you about who we be and not crack your teeth, but I'll give you learn. Right of us, but where this shall come from. I say, cause see, way back of you, and I'll give you learn. The woman that thing but a market basket. But right of us, they have plenty of these. Wanna know what this shit? So, oh, I know that. I hear it at the church. I said, oh, no, I ain't mean the song. I said, this your thing, why to make the song with? What is it? What? That's true. I give Geechee credit for that thing. This year the word for true. But this your thing called one pestle. Can you say pestle? Pestle. And this your thing called a mortar. Can you say mortar? So now you have to have the mortar and the pestle will go together, you see. And just one doubt the other one. Because see, you carry this here, you ain't gonna do much of thing but broke up thing on the ground by yourself, you know. So this here, mind me, stop and stick. We're not using hammer and stick for get things for now for you. But you sure can use this here for get things for now for you. Oh, for true? I say, yeah, again. All across this here part, now they call it rice course. You see plenty of these, young, but they ain't all shaped up the same way, you know, because you have to have a master carver. He look on that tree on her, and study about her, and go right through the wood, and look through there. Their spirits tweet on, you know. Then they know which one for going on the carve out. She said, oh, I like the drum. There you go, girl. You like the drum. And I know drum here, I think that's right also. So I have to get the right tree. We'll crack your teeth with your folks. Then you know which one for make the drum. You know which one for make this your. What is your call now? Broke up down. See that why y'all chilling go to school don't learn nothing. I just tell one of the snow and in the mortar. What is it now? Mortar. And what is your? Okay, leave it better. We get a half a score for that. You get that question halfway. But no. That more than a hustle. This your thing. We have for all the hard work done. Great God, you here get the hot shit. I have to get this your thing. That why wax now. Oh no man, why you wanna wax and then get the day? I said wax cause y'all chillin' be my host. Take my race out that field. Throw this your thing in your stem and thing pon them. What you doing in here? Keep on ahead. Oh, why ask on this now? Look at me when I ask her. What is she to do in here? Mama, I ain't want to throw him in it. Cause you done learn we say don't throw him in it with all these you wanna. Okay, the stem don't go in here. You have to done get the thing clear or all of that. Now I'm gonna make my job hard cause I come here for find the thing and y'all got all these stem in it. So now I have to separate all of this here, get them out here. Before I can first get to the thing for throwing me up, but then get the hustle. But see, ma'am, wait. We just a long shit. I've been doing all on the life. I've been a long time. Lord, stop that long time now. Don't throw in so much along this for me. Okay? But I've been here, see they clean 400 for 2. That's why I try learn y'all every day what for do. Cause that way when you got your line and thing, all the line ya, all the ancestors blood, sweat and tears in them, and then they find the whole upon them, but make family compound for 100 children, you can all grow a thing for your house up and down one. That way you pull up your strength. Cause these your working thing ain't never be easy. And these your time you're showing easy now. Time it take hard. And y'all go fall apart if you ain't got no strength. Yes, ma'am. I said, so see now, why learn you how to do when the thing did right now? Because y'all ain't first got him right or something. What still did you? I have to take out some of these things where y'all still got up in you. A tape the thing. Where you do that? Say, I remember when you learned me how to do them. You say, you come in and do like this shit. And why you tell one about if it win the you say if it's a big storm to come in, you don't go out there for fire nothing. I said, Annie, what going to happen? Well, the rice could go everywhere. I said, the rice, the horse, everything going everywhere. So you have to make sure you're nice day like this shit. One what did it with a light with thing going. So that way, what going off? The horse. And what coming down? The rice. But grandpa, let me tell you something. That after it done been young. You see, all this year, horse dip on top. See, these horses are cracked tall. Y'all go and get my thing out that barrel and throw them right in y'all. Them ain't the one who going in y'all. That the one supposed to go in y'all. And strip them down in y'all. Oh, same thing now. Y'all are trying for go care, you won't get jump for play and things like that instead of get your work done. Y'all need to pay attention to what we tell them to do. do the thing decent and in order. So you calm out your feet. You have a grind out sometimes, girl. Ooh, we have to go on yonder, bow down out you. All the way to you. For I for cut him. But what would I cut him with? With this here? No ma'am, we don't cut with this here. This here what we call short handle warrior. This here what we've been a plant with. Cause before you first get to where I've been a tell on how to make roll. What? Wait, no, it may come with the tractor. Gal, stop, you mother ain't been on the tractor. Oh Lord, this gal, I tell you, you gonna make me pass out your gal. Lord, I tell you, y'all chillin', y'all make work hard, y'all. Okay, let me see how far. Split on to 100. Okay, that thing y'all look get on top note, and y'all get all that noise and taking them on the run. Them thing ain't been deal with me been a chillin'. Oh no, I tell her you been here long, stop that long, or my name, girl, stop to call me, say I've been here so long. I've been longer than Hunter, long enough for know what we started up. So there it is. When the Buckle man thief we from out Gullah, the thief the Igbo man, they come a link here, Yoruba, Gullah, Geechee, Mendi, Tendi, Fiki, baby, all that you know. We get you, the Yamasi. Kusabo, all that you know, and about my family, you see. And then, all the shalan been cheaper. Yeah, but first the name of this shop. Why tell you this name here? Carolina Gold. I said, see that now? It should have been called Chickara Gold. Cause they ain't been to no Carolina. They're really on something after when gal, we across you in Europe and first never see ya. Carolina. Then, if I had one line, what they learn you in school now but Carolina? They said 2 Carolina, and one the north, and one the south. As I say, same cranky thing now. People not get long or split up, like you do in the church. It's a shame for God. Because they ain't been but 1 Carolina first. And then they decide they want to thing down and say, you there over there, we over here. We gonna be north, only gonna be south, and all that kind of thing like that. Ain't been such a thing. But they come through this your place called Sulbanala, where they down in the part where they call South Kakalaki now. And see, bring all these your Farkabula. They have been no say. Harkin people they come here with fuss. Been the one what been to make these ya. What you think this shall make out? This part ya. What you think it make out? This ya. Iron. Metal. But they ain't been first no say. When them thief them one from Gullah. They thought they been a thief people just for make up these and shit on how they been worn them and thing like that and cut them thing like that. But they ain't been no say. They're thief work class people. You know, working that hard iron. You know, working smelting the metal without the work class. So they first get you, the hammer you, or cut down all these your bush and thing, all that tree and thing. And then, for shape up them thing, the first thing, what we had been a plow. See, we had no tractor. You had to have a plow. You say, oh, I know. So, your great-granddaddy plow, what did I name? I said, by the barn. Yes, ma'am. And then you had the thing, and you show me how they had them, and what they had in front of them. Oh, it had a horse. I said, gal, I ain't been on no horse, I've been a mule. I think some of y'all chillin' the mule. And the mule hard for move. Hey, great God Almighty, y'all chillin' hard for move. Yeah. I said, but you know what then? If one of it had plow, plus mule, plus land, you know he be rich in it. For true? Yes, man. But look, y'all, but ain't gonna say all of this shit that we learn now? Yes, ma'am. Well, Uncle showing, Uncle, get your uncle name right. Well, I just call him Uncle. Okay then. I said, wait, what your uncle? Well, he got with the tractor. I said, okay then. So, he got the tractor. Yes, ma'am. He got land. Yes, ma'am. So what he is? He rich. There you go, gal. Come on, gal. Now I ain't talking about London lesson. So now look, y'all. You think, say, if Uncle have to take this year and plow up all that land we be got for make the field, you think that better or that tractor better? Or that tractor better? Why? That could take long time for you that thing, and that thing little. Yeah, he little. I ain't saying guess what? Oh, that better for the children. No, man. That better for the grown woman and grown man. But do this shit. Say, for how long? For how long? All day long. What? Yeah, see, y'all children ain't what do nothing for 5 minutes. So rather was 5 hours like the mission. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Walk together, children, don't you get weary. Great God meeting in the promised land. Yeah, I remember you sing that when we been at the prayer house. I saw a girl, you remember the prayer house? Yes, ma'am. Oh, that why just now when I been to do this, y'all. You would know about me. She said, yes, ma'am, I love with me to do that. I said, okay, but that is the easy part. How about you not do all of this, y'all? All day. And then you're going in the wilderness for prayer that evening. You gotta have a clear one spot for yourself after you done that log thing. For me, building, for the rest of people. Put up, don't first thing, say 100 of people. I mean, say we ain't a people. See, you little, so you ain't get to our class yet. And I asked you a while ago, so what they done learn you about Al-Kibula, and you said nothing. They done learn you about this thing soon. This a thing called the 3/5 clause. Oh yeah, I done did math. I know math. I said, well, tell me this here. We tell you that the fraction have to be formed for be whole. If I say 3/5 that whole, no ma'am. I said, what I mean? She said, out of third, out of fifth. So I said, how you would have done? She said, you would put this 3 up here, and put the line, and put the 5 here. I said, so now, if you would want to get a 1, what you need? You gonna have to have the 3 up here, and the 5 on the, and then a plus, and then a 2, and then a 5 on the, and then it equal what? A 1. Cause why? That's a 5 over 5. That means a 1. I said, yeah, you do good at math. You want to kid me in it? She said, yes, ma'am. I said, look here. So how a person can be 3/5? I ain't know. They ain't no neither. They cracky. Ain't no person been a no 3/5. But that's what they say. They call this thing the 3/5 clause. Every time I asked them what are the 2/5 been, they couldn't tell me. But I been did it on school too. So everything what it'll learn you, don't you take all that foolishness in. Cause we've been the one all the time. One with God. God make we whole, yeah? Like everybody else. But this is what they've been to do, see? And try for change up the mind, the equation. Cause see what they been want to do is pay a tax. Oh, on the land? No, on the people. Pay tax on the people. I said, see, we ancestors from Al-Kibula. Yes, ma'am. They haven't treat me like we were the people. They say in the court, oh, she said, that's what the teachers say. They told us this word slave. I said, and what they tell you about that word? They say, the people went to Africa and they stole slaves. And what you say? I threw my hand up and I asked the teacher, I said, my grandmama them learned me, but we people, and ain't nobody in we family been named slave. Who them been? Cause I don't want to know what country slave people is. Cause I had know about Nigeria, and I had know about Ghana, and I had know about Sierra Leone, and I had know about Senegal, and I had know about Gambia, and I had know about Kemet, and Angola, but I ain't had no slave, and I asked them for show me on the map thing where slave been. Cause everybody country, it seemed like they name after their country. So I had asked the teacher, show me slave so I could look at them some more. She show you where slave at? No, ma'am. I said, what you do? Told me for sit down. I said, tell you for sit down. Yeah, cause I had to get up and I had gone to the globe, and the globe in there, and the map been on the wall, and I've been a point to him, and she tell me go sit down. Did ever answer your question? No, ma'am, because the bell had ring. I said, I'm glad the bell had ring. The bell tolled for thee, gal. That's what they tell me. So that God make a way of escape for you get out there. Because let me learn you something so you can carry out back school, okay? So let me crack my teeth at this your way so that when Hunter get school and things like that, you know how to crack your teeth with. I'll teach you because that teacher ain't gonna get you tall in it. No, ma'am. So then she go over Sandisha. So let me talk like this so you know how to repeat this back to that teacher. She talk like this, don't she? Yes, ma'am. And she tell me, say, we ain't know how to talk. I said, she told you what now? I said, we even know how to talk. I said, why? Because you speak Gullah? I ain't know. She just told us we even know how to talk. I said, so then what she thought you was doing when your mouth was moving and she heard words coming out? I said, I ain't blame you for do this. I normally tell you don't do this, yeah, but I don't do this with you. I said, let me tell you something. Plenty people don't come down here to these just Sea Islands from Jacksonville, North Carolina to Jacksonville, Florida, and tell me we don't know how to talk. Because they don't understand our native tongue. But because you don't speak my language doesn't mean that my language is of lesser value than yours. So when you go back to school, you go back to the teacher and you say, excuse me, ma'am, and I'm going to let you take one of our books from the house, see? Because, see, sometimes the teachers ain't got the right tools to the school. And sometimes the school district ain't want to give them all the tools they need. So the teacher might don't know yet. Like you say, the teacher ain't know nothing. She knows something. She know what they tell her to tell you. But now I want you to tell her something. So I can let you carry this map back to school. All right? So that she can see them. And she'll know about something they call the transatlantic slave trade. And the routes that was on that trade. And then you can show her on your own map of the motherland that there ain't no country called slave. The people who were kidnapped were doctors and scientists and chiefs and kings and queens and architects and philosophers, because the first numerical systems, the first letter system came from Mother Africa, Al-Gullah. With that knowledge, you do engineering. And I said, why do I know that? I said, because I studied engineering. I love math. That's why when you could do that calculation a little while ago, you almost bring tears to my eye. Oh, don't cry. I ain't gonna cry. But you almost bring a tear to my eye again. Because, see, you could do it with your head. You ain't had to go get a calculator. You ain't had to get nobody phone. And talk about, let me see where he is. You better use this shit. I say, because see, good engineers got to use this shit. And that's what we ancestors been, because see, when them Angolans came, they knew what temperatures to set for certain metals. They knew exactly when to pull it out, when to cool it, how to strike it, so that they could shape it. And the same way many of them shaped these tools here for the field, they shaped the tools that were the weapons. See? And what I teach you might don't know now, because some of these people will come here. They ain't know nothing about here. Okay? So I said 1739, she might don't remember what been going on then. But why tell you about 1740? Well, you been there for my porch the other evening. 1740. You said 1740, a cord came. That's that word. you go. I said 1740 they set down this thing called the slave code, but you know what? Yeah, you say. You learn me say, the people been did it in South Kakalaki, go on there, and they been on the island that been like the river. What the river is for the Gullah Geechee Nation going westward. St. John River. I said, okay, the island ain't a St. though. John's Island. I said, there you go, girl, John's Island. And where John's Island at? In Charleston County. There you go. So now, John's Island in Charleston County. Oh, I know now. You said they've been there and they've been to work. But this young man, the man they been called Jimmy. And Jimmy, no, it ain't been a Jimmy. It was Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy. Said Jimmy, he could read. You said he had read this thing at the Spanish man. I said Spanish king. Yeah, he been down south. I ain't tell you been down south because South Carolina is down south. You say he been in Florida. There you go. I said, well, why I tell you? La Florida. There you go, yeah, go right on. He said he been in La Florida and he been a king and he had write this thing and he had write them out and he say, any of the people, I say, ain't just been the people, but what kind of people? Oh, you say, they used to call we Negro people. There you go. And what you say, any of the Negro people were scared from the plantation. We had the rice been there and what else been there? And then it used to have plantation ones that had this year. And what is? What is? But what kind? It got the name as island. There we go. It had Sea Island cotton, did it? See, that's right. You tell me the Sea Island cotton, and then it been the Carolina gold rice, and it been that pretty color. I said that color right there. Yeah. Indigo. There you go, girl. What it been? She said it been the street cash crop. I said, you remember about that cash in it, girl? Yeah, cause cash rule everything around me. Get the money, dollar bill. Yo, we said nothing. I said, he added that song for you. Think you slick? I said, now, what happened though? Come back. So, what happened with the king? Oh yeah, the king said, if I need a Negro, escape Carolina, Macon to Florida, then it would have been manumiss. I said, what he had to do first? Escape, right? Had to escape, but then what he had to do when he get there? Oh, he had to change religion. I said, that's right, what he had to change up to? The Catholic. Right. So he had to change religion, and then when they do that, then it be manumiss. What manumiss stuff? Freed. But they never done free, they just skip the sign. You just tell me that it's not? Yes, ma'am. I said, see that the same thing now. See that why I see. Don't just take everything everybody just say, because they'll have you with the wrong answer on your people. No. Manumission means somebody to give you a paper and say you free. They've been done free because they had self-emancipated. They took their freedom in their own hands and they left. Self-emancipation and manumission is two different things. What they teaching you about in school? They teaching you about any of that? No, they teach you about the Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah, that bit way later, gal. Let's don't get there yet. Let's go back. What year this been? 1739. Now where they start off at? John's Island. Where they in? Charleston, South Carolina. Where they going from there? They going Florida. I said, but where? They come out John's Island. They going somewhere. I tell you that. Oh, yes, ma'am, because you see that bullet, boy? I said, what kind of boat it got? Bottle. There you go. That one like I got down to the creek. Yes, ma'am. It built a bottle, and they been going across the water there, and they going to Hollywood. There you go. And I mean California. I mean right on Hollywood River now. And where they going down? The King's Highway. I said, go on, gal. I said, where the King's Highway is now? I ain't know. It's I guess it gone. No, ma'am, it ain't gone. It renamed that thing called Highway 17. You see? I say, you see the same thing. Why hunter teacher that tell you about slave? They rename everything. So they ain't gonna say the African people who were Igbo and Mandinka, Malinke, Yoruba, Gullah, Geechee, Mende,
Temni, Ifik, Ibibio, but we wouldn't have we culture Gullah Geechee without the Angolans. See, because they been a chop up we name back then, and they ain't want to say Angola, they'll chop them off. We got a group of Gullah for sale. But because they were warriors, they put a ban on them. A ban? Yeah, you know how now they'd take the books out to school, and they ain't want y'all to read certain books? Yeah, they call that book ban. Well, they had a people ban before they had a book ban. They were banning certain kind of Africans because they were warrior class. She said warrior class people. Right. And what do warriors do? They're strong. What else? They fight. I said, there you go, gal. So they ain't been gonna just be out your sleeve down, tie down, chain down, the walking all of this shit for the bucker man and thing like that. So they been a fight back. So they making weapons on John's Island. And then they go across on the King's Highway to Hutchison's store. They broke it in, because that way they had the guns and the gunpowder. Because that thing said if they could have make it Florida and they lost it, plenty place by the deal between now and then. And they ain't been going to let nobody stop them for going there. You know, all the way past that time, over 200 years later, we ancestors and thing had to talk with that thing, and they used to sing that song. Ain't going to let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't going to let nobody turn me around. We going to keep on marching, marching up to freedom land. But you said 200 years later, it take them 200 years for go from Charleston to Florida? No, girl. It might feel like them though. Because even now we still have to march toward freedom land. Because some people still are trying to slay we now. That's why I want you to read. And want you to know the truth about what's been going on. They want you to know, say, if it ain't been for your ancestors, the black gold, the richness, what been in this soil here, wouldn't be no place called America. So that place we call Charleston now, they used to call them Charlestown then. Cause their king said put a flag there for him. But that king in Florida said come here and fight for we. And that's why when they got there, they had the freedom because they had the land. She said after they had converted, I said, there you go, gal. And got the papers that said they're now a part of this Spanish territory. And she said, but in Florida part of the U.S. now? I said, some would say I ain't sure. But technically, yeah. And she said, oh, so how come, I said, I know you want to know. How come the Spanish ain't just Spanish Florida now, right? Yeah. I said, yeah, that's another story for another day. Because them people gonna fight up all the time and things like that, and change everything, and then to add them to this and take off from there, and to change the border for this and to add the border to that. Gal, stop with them people, yeah. I said, well, what we know is where we did and where we nation did. Oh, yes, ma'am, I know that one. I said, well, you do it. So we at? She said, the Gullah Geechee Nation started in Jacksonville, North Kakalaki, and it went to Jacksonville, Florida, and it encompassed all the sea islands and 35 miles inland to the St. John River. Go on, yeah! Oh, you know the thing. So you come over here and dry on so no, man. She said, because I want to eat. I said, what do you mean because you want to eat? She said, because you tell we say a man or woman that don't work, don't eat. I said, you're right. And where that come from? The Bible. I said, well, praise the Lord and hallelujah. Y'all to make my little porch a little praise house in it. Yes, ma'am. And we love being over here. Because we learn so much of things. And so you say, I can cat. I said, yes, ma'am. Leave them here now. But Monday morning when you going to school, before you get on that bus, come here, get up, because I ain't want you to tear up my thing over the weekend. I ain't gonna tear them up. I ain't know that. So you leave them here. Now, I can let you carry these too, cause see, your teacher probably ain't first never see how it been that even in the motherland you couldn't find houses there like the first one we been a build here for we own self too. Everything we been know from there, we bring them here. Cause what we learn you with this, she said, once we get the knowledge, nobody can take it from you. There you go. So that's why everything I learn you from this fortune, if for you care back, for you learn your friends and things. And plenty more they could have learned if they sit by the elders than if they're ticking and talking. You understand? Yes, ma'am. I said, okay. And what is now? She said, oh, that looked like you a while ago when you been at the least short whole thing and you been in the field. I said, there you go. You see how low them woman back been a been? Yes, ma'am. Their back must have been a hurt. I said, so imagine if she been a cat a baby too. And she. Sometimes I had to work with one baby on the back, one baby in the belly, and then it'll bend over like that and still a work. Well, that ain't right. That ain't seem like they should let the mamas do that. Stop your noise, because y'all children still got we mamas out there to work hard, and y'all ain't first make up your bed or nothing. So stop saying so hard. You feel so much for her. You feel for we now, okay? Start do your chores. Yes, ma'am. Okay then. Don't let your mama tell me again since she had to lick you because you ain't make up your bed for you going to school. Yes, ma'am. I said, because you know, you ain't have to have no bed. Huh? Where I can sleep if I ain't got no bed? On the floor. Huh? No, huh? Nothing, because if you want to take care of, well, you got somebody else to take care of better than you. Your mama can carry that bed and give it to a child who appreciate that bed now. You can still sleep on the floor, but you will learn how hard it is to sleep on the floor. Because some of we ain't grew up with no bed now. I said, you see that croaker sack? Yeah, the croaker sack that they scared, that the Sea Island cotton be in, that used to be the bed. Huh? How a sack can be the bed? Cause once you stuff them with that spine and small, so thing you can lay down right on there. But that thing feel itchy. That thing, I said, I'll make you a bed just like that. The next time your mama said you don't make up your bed, we ain't care if you itchy or nothing else. Yes, ma'am. I said, so you see, them light chores y'all children got. You see what woman had to do back on her? Got up for day clean. Get on a chill and wash off. Even had no tub in the house. You had to have these big old tub and thing, what we call foot tub. You had to fill them with the water. This the time of year, have to put them in the sun. Then you got either 10 head of y'all children forget y'all ready. Then have to get y'all wash up. Then to get y'all clothes together. They had to iron their clothes and thing. Oh God, ma'am, I tired to listen. You hush your noise. You tired to listen. How you feel? How you think you feel for dude? So mine, look how this year. You like that grits in it. Ooh, that grits were good. You got some more, please? Can I have some? No, I don't name for them grits. Ain't no more grits left. I said, but you see, you had to do this for get grits. What is? I said, after she done harvested corn, they had to put them on the grinder for get to the grits. And then, Retta watched this year. She said, oh, I know what that is. I said, what is this year? Fanning the rice. I said, that's right, fanning the rice. How you know it is? Because you done learned me that. We done had to do that. Right. But now we had to plant the rice. You had to make sure that the water levels been right in the field. And what kind of water it take to grow rice? What kind of water it take to grow rice? Right. But if I say we've been on the Sea Islands, what kind of water all around the Sea Islands? Salt water. So then how they gonna grow so much rice? Engineering. You can't have a rice dike and a rice trunk without mathematics and engineering. So don't let nobody tell you, say they stole no ignorant people, because they stole people that already had that knowledge. She said, Al-Kibulan. I said, there you go, gal. I said, cause see, with that Windward Coast, Rice Coast region, Senegambia, Sierra Leone, even now what they call Liberia, because they ain't been in no Liberia. And she said, that's right, because you learned me about Liberia, because some we ancestors left young and created Liberia. That's right. He said, I said, how come? She said, because there was patriot. I said, no, put a re. Repatriation. Right. repatriation. They went back. She said the way they came from. And I said, why I always tell you? She said, Sankofa. I said, yeah, girl, what a Sankofa. She said, go back and fetch it. Them children, we got a gal in school with me. She from another island. She said, they call them backyard. I said, oh, she from Jamaica. Yeah, she said, yeah. So when we said Sankofa, she said, go back and fetch it. I said, that's how they say them down there. And she said, but we said, why you say that? And she said, because you have to go back sometime for go forward. Some of the things that you need for go forward with, they're back on you. You have to go get them. But you know that Sankofa bird hitting that. We bang back. He got the egg in his mouth, but he's flying forward while he's going back. And that egg, see, that is the thing. These people are worried about egg high, but they ain't got the right egg. They need that egg that nourish the soul and the spirit and the mind. That's what that symbol of all this your thing. Because if honey ain't know where honey they from, honey ain't quite know where honey going. Yes, ma'am. So I said, girl, I'm glad you come by the house today. Because I've been had this stuff waiting for you. When you tell me the other week, say, the teacher and everybody been the most cry up and thing to the school. Because they see people coming in a cab box out the library. And you thought them people been to check out all them books. They been to check them out already. They been to throw them away. For say you shouldn't learn certain things. So I said, that ain't no problem. Because you know y'all can always come here. Because we got that rolling out, Jonah. She said, we on library. I said, that's right. And why I tell you, you should always have in your house when you build yours, a library. I said, why? You say, because sometimes the book we got we in them, after a while, they go out of print. I said, if they ever printed them in the first place. I said, so that's why I started writing books. Because see, when I been little like you, couldn't find too much books with we in them. They barely find a cover of a book with one of we on them. And so now people are trying to make the libraries like that again. So it ain't no book that if you look like a me, that black gold, that you could go to the library and see you on the shelf. So I started writing my own books. And I started buying up books by all the rest of black people and put them in that library for y'all children. So y'all can never say what you don't know. Because you were taught right at home. So that's why when these other people tell you something that don't make no sense, you ask some questions. If they ain't got the answer for you, you find the answer. And you go back and you help educate them. Because sometimes that's all it is. They don't understand. They don't know. And one thing they learn we but y'all say, well, the children must know. Honor must learn them. So that's why I be glad when the children y'all come on the porch. So I want you to take this book, y'all. From we soil to the soil. Cotton, rice, and indigo. So that you can get it more about how we ancestors been to grow, what you call them thing? The 3 cash crops. I say, yes, ma'am. But the next time, you gonna learn how we go out on in the field, how we gonna engineer one the rice trunk, we gonna have the dike, we gonna make one right over yonder in that little pond, just so you can see the engineering skill will go in for separate the what the 2 kind of water been? The fresh from the salt. And then you have to know but how they used to catch them in this thing called the cistern. They been to catch water in their sister. I said their sister. I said a cistern. Oh, their sister been to turn. I said, Cal, you trying to be funny now, right? He said, yes, ma'am, I know a cistern. That's something that they have. Almost every town, the cities got a name on them. I said, right. And they catch water in there. And then that's nice fresh water. And so that fresh water, they knew how to channel it into those places so that they could have that water at a certain level for a certain period of time. Have it at too much time, what's going to happen? The seed will rot. There you go, gal. So you had to know just when to do it and just when not to do it. Meaning to release the water so that water could go out And you know one thing about them, gal? It most time for me to go out you. Cause you got me to hold too long, and I got to get ready for go to church this evening. But ma'am, stop that gal. And I'm letting you stop with that this your here. So if you in the top of this, stop saying that. Yes, ma'am. I was wondering about a snack. I know that. Go on in that refrigerator. We done got some swamp water in there. Oh, yes, ma'am. I said, then rather was go in the pantry on her and got graham crackers in there. Graham crackers? Gal, you ain't have to eat them. Left my graham crackers in there if you ain't want them. No, ma'am, I could get the graham crackers. And then after that, going on to the house, get yourself ready, because you going to church too. I got my schoolwork right, so you ain't got but so much time to go get yourself ready, which mean what? Take care of my schoolwork. Right, go take care of your schoolwork. Your mama done got your clothes hang up, I sure, and that nail on that wall yonder. Go on, get your neat dress and get yourself washed, or please don't come to church dirty down. No, ma'am, I know better than that. I know better than that. I said, okay, I done make sure. But some of y'all children act like you ain't want to wash off, you ain't want to iron your clothes, you ain't want to get dressed up, you ain't want to do nothing. So I have a check. But you ain't going to church with shame me. So go on now. Yes, ma'am. I said, go on, get your little snack. And then carry that snack going down the road, because I know you could have them done eat before you get to your mama's house. And tell your mama, I come in for pick y'all up this evening. Oh, yes, ma'am. Who are you so happy about? Because I heard say you got a new car. And when you the boss say the my car ain't your car, you would get happy like it in your car. No, but your car could be better. What make my car better? Because he knew? Yes, ma'am. I said, you know something? You ever hear of a lemon? Yeah, well, you make lemonade. No, ma'am. That means it can be a new car with broke up. So all thing new ain't the best. That's why you have to go back to old landmark, because see, some of these old things more sturdy than the new thing. You understand? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. They done make things weaker now. They done make building for last. They done make these car for last. It seems like they done make people for last. No more. And she said, I see. I said, yeah. So sometimes everything new ain't what you want. Sometimes you want something that done stand the test of time. And you know one thing stand the test of time? We culture. Yes, ma'am. And I tell you, who is? She said, we be Gullah Geechee, anointed people. I said, amen, girl. That's what I'm talking about. And you know, if you're anointed, you're blessed. So now, through all of that time, we done stood the test of time. We done withstood every storm, every hurricane, every tropical storm, every change of the climate that came upon we. And now, people wonder, how can you still be there on the sea islands, from North Carolina down to Florida? How are you yet holding on? We say because our elders learned us one good thing: hold to God unchanging hand. Amen. And care what people will do, God is unchanging. And if you hold to God, God can change some things for you to make it where you think it hard, to make them a little bit easier. You see, but see, sometimes we don't think about that. Sometimes we scared to clap when it's time to clap, you see. Because somebody next to we, their spirit so down, they dragging we down with them. But that's why we come to church, you see. So that we can raise the spirit. So that we can uplift one another. Because sometimes after all that hard work, after all that struggle, all that trying to raise the money for the tax to pay for the land that the ancestors left you, where you used to be able to sell rice, you can't grow them no more. Where you used to have the cotton, ain't nobody want to pick that no more. The boll weevil killed that. We ain't had indigo. That's too much of hard work. These people getting synthetic genes now. They don't first need the natural indigo no more. So you can't use that as the industry. You got to go ahead and understand what you got culturally so that you can use that, because it's what's in your hand is what God asked Moses. What is in your hand? And some of us act like our hands are empty. But if you pray sometime, God drop a blessing in your hand. And ain't no way to be an anointed people and don't have no blessings dropped in your hand. And so therefore, sometimes people get around us and they wonder how y'all happy, how y'all smiling, how y'all still shouting, how y'all can still praise God. We say because we know who God is. You see, because our very name Gullah means people blessed by God. So I say to people, if you don't want your blessing, I got a basket. I'll come by. I'll pick up yours. Because that's the thing that we've done, is we've dropped our blessings of our culture as black people. And we let other people pick them up and sell them back to us. But when they do, they have interpreted it their way. But this story is ours to live. It is our legacy to live. And I proudly live it every day, everywhere where I go. And open other people's eyes to who we be down here. And why? Because I honor my ancestors doing that. I honor my mother, who is 92, about to be 93 that way, who worked in the rice field that her father planted on the land we still live on, who worked in the cotton field, and thank the Lord for the boll weevil, she said, because she was tired of that. All right? She just never worked in indigo, but she know who we be. So I learned who I was from her. Because we sit and we listen to the elders and have manners for the elders. But they always said, go to school, get your lesson, learn what them other people are doing, and then use it to our benefit so that you can help us hold the land. Hold on to your traditions, hold on to your heritage and your culture. And anytime it felt hard, it seemed like I could hear all of them from the praise house and all of them from the church. And somebody would say, hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Hold on, just a little while longer. Everything why be alright? Wanna have a fight on? Just a little while longer. Fight on. Just a little while longer. Fight on. Just a little while longer. Everything why be alright? On the children pray on. Just a little while longer. Pray on. Just a little while longer. Pray on. Just a little while longer. Everything why be alright? On the children, everything why be alright? Gullah Geechee's everything why be alright?
Thank you, Queen Quet. And we want another big hand for Queen Quet. want to sit back down, because if you want to have a question and answer period.
I didn't necessarily want to have a question and answer period because I'm going to go over here to this book signing tent.
Oh, okay.
So that y'all can come over. My books are not banned.
There you go.
All right. So that you can come over and you can speak there. A few people already were ahead of the line because they bought their books before I came into this tent. But if you just go right out here, it is my left. It would be your right to that side of the tent, but when you're going out, it'll be your left too, okay? So that definitely, I'm right over there. You'll see the Gullah Geechee Nation flag, so you really cannot miss me. The blue flag is flying with our tree in the center. And so as I always tell people, that is a human tree. It is an African family tree representing all of these nations of people that ended up being those that created what people now call rice culture. And it took 40 years for me telling people there ain't no such thing as rice culture. That's a way not to say African culture. That's a way not to say Gullah Geechee culture. All right, to give the credit where it is due. So North Carolina Rice Festival, on behalf of the Gullah Geechee Nation, I appreciate you doing what you do and giving the credit where it's due, to actually honor the legacy of Gullah Geechee people here in North Kakalaki, where for years or decades I came here, and when I would say Gullah Geechee, they would not come out, because they would say that is not them. So it honors our ancestors to be here on this plantation, celebrating just who we be, and living on the legacy. So I thank y'all. So join me over by the Gullah Geechee Nation's tree, because we should be a tree planted by the rivers of water. We should not be moved.
All right, y'all have your